hate to be the one to break the bad news to you, but your TikTok videos really do suck. I'm kidding. Of course, your videos don't suck, but I bet you have questioned your content when you've been looking at the response to your view count and seeing that your views are a little bit on the low side. Now, I'm not someone who wants to focus on views and likes and all of that stuff, but we do need to be very clear about the fact that our metrics are important, understanding how people, our audiences are responding to our content so that we're getting better results. So today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the fundamentals for TikTok that you need to make sure that you're checking, dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's, so that going forward, you see consistent growth from your TikTok content. So if this sounds like a video you are interested in, please do consider sticking around. Now, I'm doing a whole series around TikTok marketing. I actually have a live series over on the platform, but I wanted to come and talk to you about the key things that I think you should be, or we should as content creators, be making sure that we are very clear about and intentional with implementing when it comes to our content as we go forward in the new year. Now, the thing is about understanding how our content performs is that ultimately what's going to happen is that we're going to get better results. It's also going to help us to stay the course when things become more challenging, because let's just face it, let's just be real and be truthful. The shifting sands of the algorithms that is on social media makes it such that you can get caught up in the comparison, chasing the viewer high, trying to figure out all the things whilst all these gurus are saying you need to do this, that, and the third. What I want for you and for me, for us, is that we're able to tune out the noise, get laser focused on our content strategy, and do it on a consistent basis, checking our data so that we can clearly see what is working and what is not working. Because when we allow ourselves to get a little bit distracted, what happens? We jump from platform to platform to platform. I know it. I've done it in the past before. I ain't new to this. I've been around since circa 2000. You don't need to know. But essentially, let's chat about some of the things that I want you to think about in terms of your TikTok growth strategy going forward. Now, I've already done a whole video on understanding your key metrics for your video content. I will link in the description so you can go and check that out. But today's video, I'm going to be taking you through 5 key points that I want you to focus on. Then I'm going to be showing you in the back end of TikTok where you need to go, what you need to be doing, and all that good stuff. So the first thing is I want you to optimize your TikTok bio to reflect 3 key areas. What key areas am I talking about? Well, the first thing I want you to think about is your handle. Review your handle to see if it's in alignment with your business and your brand, and if it has keywords that people are going to be looking at and looking for. Also, when you're thinking about your brand and being easily recognizable, you want to make sure that people are able to find you easily across different platforms. So that handle needs to be reflective of where you are essentially on all of the platforms. And I hope this is making sense. So think about your handle. If it's user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big butts, it's time for a change. It's time to switch it up. And I know that's not you watching, it's not you, but I do have to say it. So that's the first thing. I want you to think about your handle and updating it. Is it aligned with where you are going and who you're trying to attract? The next thing is your username. So your username, well, not your username is your handle, but the actual name that you go by on your account. The reason why I want you to think about this is because this is where you can optimize for SEO. You want people to be able to find your content. And if your actual name has nothing to do with what you're doing or who you're trying to attract, then there's no point having it in the actual name field. Think about what your ideal client and audience are actually searching for, and make sure that those keywords appear in the name search field. I hope you're keeping on track, picking up what I'm putting down. And the final of the 3 things I want you to think about when it comes to your bio is the actual description. So do you have a clear value proposition for those who are visiting your profile? They've discovered your content via the FYP, they like what you have to say, and they delve in a little bit deeper to see what you're about. And the final part of your bio, in that descriptive area, needs to have a call to action. So whether you have the ability to add a clickable link at this moment in time or not, make sure your bio reflects a clear call to action. Moving on to the next thing, I want you to create engaging copy for your TikTok videos. I know you're going to say, Janine, this is not anything new. Of course, I know I need to create engaging copy, but are you doing as such? So hear me out. I'm not going to get into it too much right now because, like I said, I'm doing the full breakdown later on in the video, so make sure you stay to the end. But you've got to think about optimization. So you want your content to essentially rank in search on TikTok. So how you're going to be able to do that is making sure that you're placing certain things on your video, in your captions, that are making sure that you're optimizing fully. We know it for YouTube, so let's get intentional in the same way for TikTok. So think about your actual description copy. Think about your closed captions. Think about what it is that you're going to say that impacts your closed captions. What about the text on screen? So those are the things that you need to be thinking about and being intentional with, which leads me into my next point. Your hashtags. Make sure that you're using relevant hashtags that are niche specific. So think about the hashtags that you want to rank for that are relevant to your business and your brand. The next thing is post content to TikTok consistently. Yes, don't try and come for me. We know these platforms favor creators who are more consistent, that are utilizing the tools. So that obviously helps. But what I do want to say is please tune out the noise. We're not trying to do burnout in 2024. We're focused, laser focused. And if it means that processes and growth is a bit slower, that's fine. Again, I want to say in terms of consistency, it looks different for everyone. So if it means that for you, consistency is posting 3 times a week and that's it, then that's it. You have to choose a schedule that you know realistically that you're going to be able to commit to. And then make sure that once you have mapped that out, you're clear about your content strategy. We're going to be talking about that. I've got a content planning masterclass coming up and you don't want to miss it. But once you're clear about that, you then implement and you stick to it. The next thing is using the video data inside TikTok analytics. This is what this series is all about. Getting proficient, getting confident, mastering and understanding how to use your key metrics to help you get better results. So make sure that you are definitely 100% checking out the video where I go through video metrics. Now I have a question of the day for you. I want to know how you yourself are using TikTok for researching content ideas. Share it in the comments below because it's really important that you are thinking about how to actually use the specific platform itself to research and find your ideal audience. So now let's move into the second part of this video where I take you step by step through the points we have talked about so far. Firstly, I want to take you over to my profile. Now, what I want to say before we do that is that please bear in mind that the interface is going to be different on your laptop or your desktop in comparison with your mobile. So just take that into consideration. There are a few features that you don't get to see on the desktop that you have access to on the mobile. When it comes to your profile, I want you to think about your username, your actual name, which is the search term, and what you want to include in the actual bio. So the first thing is that you want to make sure that your handle, your username, is relevant to the keywords, to your business, the keywords you want to rank for, your business, your brand, and also you want to keep it simple and the same across the different social media platforms. You want to make sure as well that your name, the name field, which is where you should be optimizing for SEO, because this is where your name or your accounts can show up once people search for specific keywords. So with mine, I've removed my name. Some people will have their name. If your name is your business name, then fine. If you want to have your name alongside the keywords, i.e. what you do, then that's fine. I have just the keywords I want people to discover me for. So if someone's looking for live video, TikTok live stream, it's there. If they're looking for live video, it's there. If you're looking for video coach, it's there. If they're looking for video marketing, video tips, TikTok video tips, this is encompassing all of that for search. So I want you to think about creating a name for yourself that relates to obviously your business and your brand, but is capturing the keywords that people are searching for that you want to attract. The next thing is your bio. I want you to think about the value proposition. So what is the value proposition? So With my account, it's TikTok Live and Marketing Tips. I have a live series that has the same name, so I've made that linkable as well. And then you want to have the call to action in your bio as well as the value proposition, and then also the desirable link of where you want to sign them to based on that call to action. I hope this is making sense. Some of you might be saying, well, Janine, I don't have the ability to create a link in bio as yet. I totally understand that, but you should still have a clear call to action of where you want to signpost people to, even if they can't click on the link, because they still can highlight that information, copy and paste it. And what you probably could benefit from doing is having a video that is pinned at the top that gives a little introduction to who you are, what you do, value proposition, and how they can work with you or where the call to action is in a video and pin it. So you could try doing that if you don't have access to link in bio, but I want you to think about that. The next thing is that you want to make sure that you're optimizing all your videos with cover images that again tell somebody who's viewing your profile what your video is all about. Choose something that's going to be easy to read and understand. I'm going to use this video as an example. So let's just pause this for a second and drag this back to the beginning. So what are the things that I want you to think about when it comes to your copy? So what you say, what comes out of your mouth, the text on the screen, your closed captioning, which we'll just do that for a second, closed captioning, and also the descriptions as well as your hashtags. So you want to make sure that there is synergy with all of these things so that where it says find related content here at the top, you will see your ranking for specific keywords or the keywords that you're actually putting in your video. Now, for some unknown reason on desktop, it doesn't show up, but on your mobile, you'll be able to see here. If it says TikTok marketing or marketing tips or content creator, you're ranking in search for those specific keywords. So how do you maximize the opportunity to be ranking in find related content in keyword search? Well, number one, you want to do what I've said, what I just mentioned. So think about the text on your screen. So you can see here, I've got TikTok Live tips for beginners. You see it says TikTok Live and tips here. If you go right down to the bottom, you'll see hidden there, it says TikTok very, very discreetly, TikTok Live tips there. In addition to that, I'm talking about TikTok Live tips. I also talk about it here. You've got the keyword live in the description. Now, what I want to say to you is traditionally on TikTok, captions or descriptions are a lot shorter than they would be on other platforms like Instagram. So don't feel like you have to have a long form caption for your message to land or for your content to rank in search. I would for TikTok keep it as short, sharp and as concise as you possibly can. Now you can also see that I've included some hashtags, no more than 5, and using hashtags that I want to rank for with the keywords. And somewhere in my video content or in my captions, there is these crossover, if that makes sense. So for example, TikTok Live, we've got TikTok Live there, TikTok Live tips, you've got that there as well, TikTok Live tips, and then again down the bottom. And then obviously we've got live here, how to go live, live video tips. So essentially everything is linked together. And another thing that you can do is put the first comment, add a comment, and let that be at the top of the comment section. So that's something that I wanted you to think about in terms of copy. Now, I just want to quickly show you something in regards to just searching out and doing a bit of research on TikTok. Again, it's a bit limited on the desktop version. There are things that are missing that are really relevant. For example, hashtags, but I just still want to show you what you would need to do. So in search, you would put your keyword that you want to check. Live, let's just say live video. I could have said live video, TikTok live, but let's just do live video. So when I put in live video, you're going to see top videos that are going to come up for live are going to be live streams, right? And then you have accounts. So all the accounts that are connected to live video. So here we go. This is good for research. So if you want to see the types of people, who's is in your industry and what they're doing. Got this young lady here, live videos with Joy, and she's got her call to action in there. But if I wanted to have a look at what she's doing, I could click onto her profile, have a look at some of her videos, and just go through and see, well, what is she talking about in terms of lives? But essentially, you have the opportunity to do that. You can see videos connected with live streams. Again, you can click and see what the topics, what are people talking about? How are people responding to that content? Then you've got the option for lives. Now, you don't have hashtags on here, on desktop, on your mobile, you do. So I'll do a demo of that. But then you can also look at some other words that people have searched for. Live streams now, going live, live sessions, etc. So if these words are relevant, you can click onto those as well. So that's some of the things that I want to draw your attention to when it comes to research, making sure that you're actually taking the time to do that, looking at the hashtags that are trending, relevant, etc. Now, one other thing that I want to show you before we close out this portion of the video is I want to show you how to access your video data. Now, I'm not going to go into it because there's a whole video that's done and it's linked. But I just want you to know that on your desktop, you would just go down to View Analytics and it will take you to the TikTok Creator Center. You can see your analytics, key metrics, and all of the relevant information. So now let's go back to the main portion of the video. So now you have a full understanding of what you need to be doing to be setting yourself and your account up for success. And I want to know which of the points that I shared are resonating most with you, or you feel something that you need to implement right now, or perhaps maybe you're like, I don't quite understand yet. Janine, could you give more context, please? Drop it into the comments. In the meantime, I want you to make sure that you are following along this series. So I'm going to ask you to click onto this video where I'm talking about how to utilize TikTok analytics for growth in 2024. And I will see you on the next video.